Do you know why my hair looks like this? Is there something that's driving me crazy, everybody? How did I let this happen? What's going on? Oh my gosh, this is not good. It's right here in the Lego City. Look at these tiles. They don't look good in the corners like that at all. I knew that. That's not right at all. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm too lazy to rip apart these road plates, so pro tip, you just pluck them out with a tile. I guess these ones aren't in all the way, but yeah, you can just pluck them out with a tile, pluck them out with a razor blade, I mean. You can't pluck them out with a tile. But you can get in there and just pop. Might damage it a little bit, but not very much. Boom. And now I can replace those. I don't think they look good on the corners like that. I think it looks better like this. I think that's better. I could put some there, like the lines there and there. I think the reason those ones were done like that is because I am literally out of 2x4 tiles. Like completely out, I tell you, completely out. I'll have to scavenge 2x2s from here and just use these. Which, I mean, it's not gonna drive me as crazy as those lines did. I think this will be fine. But that's for sure the first thing I wanted to fix up here. And I probably should remove these two as well, because those ones, I don't think they look very good either. I think on the curves, maybe they shouldn't be there. Maybe that's acceptable, but definitely not this over here. This had to be changed up. So now we're gonna pop some 2x2s in there. Look at that, there's authentic wear on the road now. All right, it's the next day and I want to continue working on the boardwalk. So I actually think I'm going to do some different type of water, probably some rock work on the far right there, and I left a base plate and a half open. Now I created those boardwalk plates, but I didn't allow a place for like the water to travel underneath the boardwalk. So you've got to put some arches underneath one of them and also underneath the train track. So I need to create some sort of custom elevated walkway. So there's going to be a portion of the boardwalk which is going to be lifted up a little bit higher just to accommodate that arch, and also two plates so I can put the water underneath the arches and also tile it off. And I need to do the same thing with the train track. So I've got to create an elevation in the train track, which I think is really neat. I'm going to build like a little train track bridge, and I've actually decided to do that using 4 pieces of track on the left and right side of the elevated arch. And I'm going to try and go up 2 bricks and also 2 plates. So that's the arch height along with 2 plates. And I very easily do that just with some brick and some plate underneath the straight track. Just put it on the seams and then gradually it goes up and over top of the arch and then back down. Now I'm also laying a whole bunch of plate on the blue base plate there just to add some detail to the water as well. However, unfortunately, I am out of trans blue tiles, which is not good. I need to order more. I need to order more of like everything. I also want to put a border along the train track just so you don't see the colorful plate that's underneath the train track supporting the tiles and sort of filling it in. And I decided to do that border in dark gray just because I had dark gray masonry bricks, and I also had some dark gray slopes which sort of match up nicely with the train track. I could have done it in light gray, but I just think it matches up and I think it looks pretty cool. Got to test the train, make sure it can actually go up and down this gradient here. But this project here has just been like on my mind for a while. I knew that I had to create these 2 specialized plates, the train track and also the boardwalk, to accommodate the water as it flows into the canal. Luckily for me, I already had the modified road plate built that had the arches underneath because I used to have a canal flowing underneath the road in the old Lego City layout, and I was just able to introduce that into the new Lego City layout. But it's coming to a close here right away. All I've got to do is just top the boardwalk there. So I've got like 8x8 plate, 4x4 plate, but I don't have any 10x plates. So I like had to do it in a really weird way. Yeah, I thought I had a lot of parts, but apparently I don't. I keep running out. But hey, that looks a lot better than it did at the beginning of this video. I do like the idea of having a base plate and a half open over here just so I can change it up. Maybe have like a rocky shoreline here and some rocks coming off the edge. And that just changes it up from the boardwalk. Sure, the boardwalk does look pretty cool, but to have it all the way along might be a little bit overkill. I'm very excited about adding minifigures to the boardwalk because, of course, that will sort of add some life to it as well. So here we go. We've got the water flowing underneath the arch there. Once again, that arch is 2 bricks tall, plus I put 2 plates underneath because I put a plate on the base plate, and then when I put a tile there, I'm still gonna have space to do it right up against the arch. So that's the reason why I raised it up 2 plates. I'll probably improve the look of this water. Like, it probably won't be 6 studs of black, just like I did over here. It's gonna be a little bit more chopped up. Once I actually get the tiles, that would be nice. I gotta get on that. Gotta do like my mass parts order. I know it's gonna be, it's gonna take a long time to get because all those parts are gonna have to come from Denmark. But yeah, over here I did the dark gray on the side there, so the water flows right underneath the train track, and then I did the dark gray on the side of the train track as well. I wasn't sure if I should tile off these studs. I probably will. I might use the quarter round dark gray tiles just to add a little bit of texture rather than just doing it smooth dark gray, and I think that'll look pretty good. But then the water flows underneath the train track and also underneath the road. I decided just to do the 4x4 green plate here and then just put the brickwork right on top of that. Just made sense. I think that looks nice. And then once again, I'll be able to add vegetation to this area as well. Just those types of details I think come last, just so you can get it all consistent and look good. Like, I'd rather get this stuff done over here and then start adding vegetation all throughout the entire city, just like chunk by chunk. But I don't want to add vegetation here and then add vegetation over there and not make it look sort of like consistent, and you may as well do it all at once. Now, unfortunately, I am out of some other parts as well, like the inverted slopes and stuff. So I'm going to order some more of those off Bricklink just so I can get this consistent handrail going there. Now, something else I wanted to work on today is the extension of this boardwalk. I got some hinge bricks on my messy table behind me somewhere here. I've got some hinge bricks. I picked them specifically for this project, put them down on the table. But yeah, I'm gonna create a hinge right here, and then I'm gonna hinge that boardwalk going this way, and it's gonna connect to this boardwalk. However, I need to think about the position of this beach, and if I'm actually going to expand this beach, for example, if I'm going to add, I don't know, 8 more studs of actual sand, actual beach, because this is a lot of water right here, and maybe I can give more room to the sand. In order to do that, I'd have to rip this all apart, rebuild the mills a little bit further out, and then start adding my water detail. But I might want to add probably like 4 or 8 studs to the beach. I think it just makes sense to do that because we have enough space to do here, or to do that here, and something like that would take me all day. You know what I mean? This here took me about 2 hours alone just to do this little bridge overpass, and to rip this all apart is a big job, and I got to make sure that I actually want to rip that apart. So I'm just thinking about how I'm going to connect this, where it's going to connect, and if this boardwalk is going to shift forward or not. But I guess like anything in Lego, the best thing you can do for any project is just to start doing it. First things first, I've got to clean up here. I can't continue building anything until this mess is cleaned. It's like the daily reset. It's got to happen. The mess is here just because I spent the entire day yesterday building roads, and then I transitioned into something completely different, which of course is water work. And in order to do all that, you've got a whole bunch of different part types. So I just needed to like get this desk cleaned up, because how are you supposed to work in that? How are you supposed to find your parts? You can't. It just makes it so inefficient. So I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm just going to leave the beach how it is. I really like the look of the beach. I don't know if you need more sand than that. And there's plenty of sand over here, and I can of course extend it back there as well. I don't think I need 4 or 8 more studs of sand. I think I can create another little scene over here that can be sandy, rocky, and then transition into some more rocks over here with the White House, and then eventually the harbor as well. So I decided to work on this. Oh my gosh, Lego angles. They're so hard to work with. I don't know if it's perfect yet, but I used this giant triangular plate here, and that matches up with the 10 wide boardwalk, which will continue that way. It does come a little bit too close to the train track, so I've got this on a half base plate right now, like it starts right there. I might move it over a little bit, and that will, of course, move it away from the train track, and then the end point would actually move closer to the beach boardwalk as well. But Lego math is difficult when it comes to angles. I always forget that. So I just roughed in this thing here. Eventually I'll add the detail so it actually matches this, and then I just roughed that in as well. And you can see the angle that I'm working with there. So we've got a hinge brick, and what I've decided to do is raise it up a plate, and then I'll plate the rest of the water off like I do over here, and then the tiles will just go right up against that and go actually underneath this. So the water will go underneath this, and the angled part will just sit on top of the tiles. I'll just make sure that I get that math right. So if I take this off, you can see the hinge bricks underneath, and then also that giant triangular plate there, and then another little triangular plate there. And that's the way the hinges or hinge bricks were orientated there, and that just sits on there like that. So I think that math sort of works, and I might run with that, but once again, I might have to move it over just a few studs to make it work. Hey, I'm just editing this video right now, and the clip I'm about to show you is going to feature this right here, like the fact that I moved that over 3 studs. And this brick right here, it shifted back 1 stud, shifting this brick back 1 stud. So it's a little bit off, but the angles and everything still work, but it's just misaligned by 1 stud. And I know some people will see that. And I do realize that is the case, but I worked on this project again here today before editing this video, and I fixed that all up, and it looks pretty sweet. But just bear that in mind as you're watching this particular clip. So there's the 3 studs, just moved it over, and check it out. It aligns perfectly with the beach boardwalk. Yeah, that's awesome. Normally when I work with angles, the math doesn't add up so perfectly, and I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm gonna do is just rebuild this so it matches that. So if you got the rock texture on this side, and then on this side, it's actually just gonna hang out right on top of the green plate. So I'll fill this in with green plate. And then I've got the 1 by plate underneath the 10 by plate. And that's just gonna hang out on top of here. However, I might put a layer of green tile, and that'll make up for that slight difference in height. And then once again on this side, it's just going to hang out on top of the tiled off water. So technically speaking, this angled portion is only gonna be held in by the hinge bricks here and 2 hinge bricks over there. So if I needed to remove it and work on this area, it's gonna be very easy to do so. So now all I need to do is repeat this process. Woohoo! Just go grab all the little 1 by 1s and cylinders and masonry bricks and work that out. I'll probably just bring it upstairs and fix that all up. Unfortunately, I got a little bit of an issue though, and that issue is time. There's never enough time, everybody. I spent my morning actually live here on the channel, and I was building Bumblebee. And then I just threw him in a bag. Poor Bumblebee, he's like slightly damaged. I should have placed him on the shelf. Didn't do that. I was distracted by the city. But yeah, now it's already 20 to 6, and I gotta go home. I gotta help put my kids to sleep and hang out with them more. And also gotta watch the Edmonton Oilers tonight. It's game 4 in the Stanley Cup Final Series against the Florida Panthers. And the Panthers are up 3 games on the Oilers. Oh my gosh, are they gonna win tonight? You would hope so. You'd hope they'd be able to win at least 1 game. The Stanley Cup is in Rogers Place. That's our arena tonight. Wouldn't it suck if the Floridas beat us for the Stanley Cup on home ice? They swept us. That would just be brutal. I hope that's not the case. Also, last night I was a little bit distracted because, check it out, auctioned off like 100 minifigures. Started that at 7:30 and went for about hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So yeah, the issue is there's just not enough time. I would love to just get all this stuff done, but I think Lego City Things specific little builds like that, an angled boardwalk, a train bridge, they just take a little bit of time because there's a lot of parts involved and also just a lot of thought that has to go into it. Do I want to keep the beach here? Do I want to expand the beach? All those different variables sort of come into play. And as you sit there and think about it, it just takes time, you know what I mean? I can't work 24/7, although I wish I had a little bit more time in the day. I always thought to myself, I wish the days were 36 hours long and I only had to sleep for 8 hours. That would be nice. What if we had another 12 hours each day? That would be the dream. Or what if we didn't have to sleep? There you go. Even better. I would love that. You see this, kids? It's the moment of truth. The Oilers have got to pull the W out tonight, don't they? Oh my gosh, they've got to beat Florida. See, Florida leads the series 3-zip. It's not good. Best of 7, right, Millie? She's learning the numbers right now. What do you got there, Mill? Is that a 17? That's dangerous, Benjamin. And where are your pants, dude? Honey, where are my pants? They love this little Roo-You slide. Neither are you stuck? You stuck on the slide? Did you drop one of your numbers down there? Nice bracelets, Ben. You see that? He's got the Duplo bracelets on. Benny, you got the Duplo bracelets, buddy? Oh my gosh. The Oilers just got a 5-minute major. Like, started off pretty well here. Like a 5-minute major penalty. Just disgusting. Darnell Nurse. Like, what are you doing, man? Oh my gosh. Knee on knee. Like, what are you doing? Well, I guess I'll keep you updated here. See if the Oilers actually win this game. Not looking good right off the hop. Hey, Benny? Millie, did you drop a piece down there? Do I need to get it for you? All right. Benjamin's pretty excited, though. Oh, it's not a 5-minute major. It's only 2 minutes. Okay, good. Woo! Right on. Oh, man. And look at this, everybody. The Oilers on the penalty kill. Bang! Shorthanded. Woo-hoo! Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's a beauty. Not what you expect when the opposition has a power play. It's a time for celebration. I got to change some poopy diapers here before the kids go to bed. Mowed the lawn during the intermission. Downgraded the TV yet again to a tablet, watching it outside, but look at that. 5-1 Oilers. I'm feeling the reverse sweep here, ladies and gentlemen. What a great feeling this is, winning one of the Stanley Cup final games. Could you imagine if the Oilers reverse sweeped the Florida Panthers? Like, we win 4 straight? That'd be an epic way to win the Stanley Cup. You know what the interesting thing about the season is the Oilers won 16 games in a row, which is like unheard of. And also, is it a record?
Wasn't it a record? Didn't they break a record and then they just kept breaking their own record?
I think it was,
I don't, like 13
it was definitely a franchise record. I don't know if it was a league record. I don't know. I'd have to double check.
It was our record.
A record of some sort. And then also, we started the season like second last. And now we're in the Stanley Cup final. Could you imagine if we reverse sweep it? It'd just be the story of the comeback. Like, I'm feeling it. It's only happened once. There's the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 1940s. Could you imagine if the Oilers did it here in 2024? That would be crazy. Doing it in style. What a great way to spend the evening, though. Hanging out outside watching the game. Take a look at the end results of this game. 8-1 Oilers. Benjamin, Dad has like a spider sense, or a dad sense, if you will. Because I mowed the lawn last night, right? And then boom, look at that, Benjamin. It rains. It's perfect. Well, you know what? You can also just look at the weather forecast. You don't really need a dad sense, do you? So I got the lawn all mowed nicely so the dogs can kill it. It's perfect. The Oilers pulled off a big victory last night while you were sleeping, Benjamin. A big one, buddy. Getting them all set up for the morning here. Right, Mel? She's having her favorite thing, shreddies. It's not a bad way to bring in Father's Day either. That's what it is today, Father's Day, Sunday. But funny thing is we're actually celebrating our Father's Day in this household or in this family, I guess, tomorrow, which is Monday, because just like scheduling and stuff, and also weather. Weather's not very nice out today. The weather's going to be a lot better tomorrow, and we're going to bring the kids to the zoo tomorrow. So that means today I'm going to the studio to continue working on some more stuff in the Lego City, specifically that angled boardwalk and all that. Also, I'm meeting up with Kevin this morning, the brick building biker. We're going to go for breakfast, so we're going to have a Father's Day breakfast together, and then go to the studio and work on some Lego stuff. So that should be fun. And then tomorrow, I'm going to take the entire day off and spend the day with the family, and we're going to go to the zoo, which I'm pretty excited about. It's going to be fun seeing the kids at the zoo at this age. That's really about it, everybody. Pretty sweet day. Pretty exciting stuff with the Oilers' victory, that's for sure. And some good progress made in the Lego City as well. So thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future. Farewell.